Hey guys, check out this INEOS Grenadier that just got some really cool functional upgrades. Stick around, I'll show you what we're talking about. So the Grenadier came to us, it already had this Rhino Rack Pioneer platform, the ski rack, and this MOLLE panel. Client wanted to add a little bit of functionality to it. He wanted to add some of these exterior accessories that he already had, but he also wanted to add a Starlink Mini panel on the roof for connectivity. And also, it's a little difficult to see out the back, and so he wanted the Wolfbox digital rearview mirror, and I'll show you how we did all of that. First thing we really had to do was find and source some proper brackets for the shovel, which came from Demos. These are really rock solid and great for this shovel mount. And then we got some Rotopax mounts. This is for freshwater. You can't have enough of that. There's room for fuel if he wants to add some more, or even a small Pelican case here for aid. Something else if you wanted to add to this MOLLE panel. On this, up on top of the rack here, you'll see we added two lights. These are the Nacho Nano lights. They're about the size of a chapstick. And then I'll show you some more detail on how we wired those and utilized some of the power built into the Grenadier. But that was designed to illuminate this rear zone and allow this client to be loading and unloading gear at night or doing whatever they're doing early in the morning. Up on top, you can see we really discreetly added the rear camera for the Wolfbox Pro. You know, Jose does such a nice job of wiring that. It makes it look so clean, like it was integrated in from the factory, when in fact, there's a fair amount of wiring to create that connection between the front and the back. But Jose just does such a good job with all that wiring. He takes so much care to get the wiring for these lights in, and you'll see what we did on the Starlink as well. You know, the Rhino Rack Pioneer platform is a great foundation for Overland gear, and they make a great bracket. Their angled traction board mount integrates perfectly into the slats of the Pioneer platform. And then these are the standard MK2 Max tracks and the pin set to hold these in place. Everything's rock solid. Nothing can be moving around or rattling along while you're driving. So the Starlink Mini panel is something that we've been working with quite a bit lately. And this one, we use a Star Mount Mini Explorer mount. This guy, we did a little bit of customization to get it to mount onto the platform permanently. But the way we did that, and the reason we chose this location, is because out here on the exterior of the vehicle, these are power ports that are integrated directly into the overhead switch console in the Grenadier. And we were able to take power from the Starlink Mini panel and route it through this Deutsche connector that goes back into the vehicle. However, when you're running a Starlink Mini, it doesn't just work in any USB-C or any 12-volt circuit, because the 12-volt power source needs to be converted to 24 volts. So in order to do that, we came in under the seat, we located the power circuit that runs and feeds this power port, and we interrupted that, and we also installed this 12 to 24 volt DC converter here. So this allows us to step up 12 volt power coming in, and allows us to push out 24 volt power coming out, and that will keep a constant power connection to that Starlink Mini. We're inside the cockpit of the Grenadier, and if you've never been inside one of these, they've got a wonderfully cool sort of airplane cockpit style feel with lots of switches, lots of control. But the ones that we're most concerned with were EXT2 and EXT3. EXT3 fires up those exterior lights that we have. EXT2 will fire up the Starlink panel. Now, with the vehicle on, the Starlink connection will stay on and connected, but let's say you want to sit still or idle. Of course, we don't want to idle the vehicle for too long. So before turning the car off, we just turn on the aux power, and then I can turn off the vehicle and not interrupt the Starlink internet connection. I think that is a really important component of this installation. One of the complaints that Grenadier owners talk about is the difficulty seeing out the back. And the Wolfbox Pro, which is the unit that we use, provides essentially a digital lookout of the rearview mirror. And basically, we're looking into the shop right now. This is also a 4K dash cam, and it has a forward-facing camera. I can switch screens. I can now look a split screen out the back, out the front. I can look solely out the front. I could talk to this unit and tell it to start recording. All kinds of display features associated with it. And however you want to record your dash cam footage if you're into that. So this is a super useful tool, and we've been doing quite a few more of these. They've become more and more popular on vehicles that really have limited visibility in the rear. You know, when the Grenadier first came into the shop, I was checking out this winch. I could see that the synthetic line was hanging behind, and this appears to be the factory license plate mount, which is kind of cool. It swings over to the left and then it swings back in. But he didn't have any type of hook on, so we added a Factory 55 Ultra hook here for him, and then we've also provided him with a small recovery kit. So if he finds himself in a sticky situation, he'll be able to self-rescue. Hey, thanks for watching. This was a really fun project for us, and we know our client's going to be super happy when he gets this vehicle back. If you need any help with any of your overland needs, give us a call here at White River Overland. Make sure you leave your feedback in the comments below. We'd love to hear from you. Thanks for watching.